Can you just explain a bit more by what you mean by scalable?
Yeah, absolutely. Corporations in general, we're talking business to business, Python is probably the easiest language for them to be able to develop in their environments because there's so much support within cloud infrastructures. You look at all of the cloud infrastructures and data engineers and data scientists that are currently working on models. There are existing libraries. There are so many different things that they can do, especially if they're no longer on-prem, right? They're all on the cloud, and whether it's Azure, whether it's Google BigQuery, whether it's Amazon Redshift, and you have solutions like Snowflake, for example, that are able to go and enable you even further in creations of whatever data science project you're working on. Because the scalability and flexibility is so easy, corporations want this skill set because it doesn't require SQL, which like back in the day it did. It doesn't require more complex languages such as like C++ or C# and all this other stuff to be able to define those models. In fact, if you look at most AI models, they're all built in Python. Most of them are built in Python for the most part. In essence, I think ChatGPT was also built in Python. So it is very interesting in the sense of when you're looking for opportunities working with a lot of the world's global businesses, working for some of the top giants, Python is a desired skill set. It is a highly regarded skill set, and they will pay in dividends if you come in with the right skill set and trade set.
I tried to use TensorFlow JS, but for whatever reason, I can't access the GPU on my MacBook Pro, which is like so many developers are going to Windows just so they can run their ML models, and I haven't bothered. I do most of my work on the Mac, but I don't know why like Microsoft can't figure out and Google how to get their TensorFlow to run on this MacBook. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, no, it's fascinating because I did look into how OpenAI scales their process and how they're feeding models into ChatGPT. So what they're doing is they're hiring thousands of contractors, and these contractors, their sole goal is to train the hows to the model, meaning that they're not just saying, okay, if someone is asking for this, give them this answer. It's if someone's asking for this, this is the answer, but this is how you get to that answer. And it's giving them the whole breakdown, the full walkthrough of what leads to that conclusion. So the AI is then able to learn and also lead to that conclusion as well as start to process it and build on their own. Now, the most interesting thing here is every single training model that gets fed into, and this is kind of that black box algorithm theory, if you want to talk about that. It's a very interesting dynamic of where once the ML model, once the AI itself has all of these data sets to go off of, it's kind of learning in a very sufficient way that doesn't just lead to the answer, meaning it's seeing all the options available, it's processing the information there, it's going back to what it was taught, which is the how to lead to that answer, and then it's making its own conclusion based off of everything it was taught. So this is how you're able to create that organic flow from ChatGPT, seemingly like it knows everything, because the current model scraped everything off of GitHub. Like they made it publicly saying that we basically were pulling data from GitHub and from all these other areas because OpenAI is a partner of Microsoft. And this is what led to a lot of those conclusions, a lot of those answers, as well as, training that model from 2021 that has no internet access.